KIZZ FM Z94, playing today's hit music.
Mix 99.9, Minot's Music Mix.
Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream, serving the Midwest since 1972.
KRRZ, 1390 AM, Minot's Classic Hits.
KZPR 105.3 FM, Minot's Rock Station.
Jacobson Music, bringing music to the Northern Plains since 1980.
KYYX, Kicks 97.1, bringing Minot Country since 1977.
MSU Beavers Hockey, online info at msubeavers.com.
Qdoba, easy, on time, full of flavor.
MSU Theater Department, year-round entertainment.
Forward Communication, connecting professionals in the Midwest.
MSU Bookstore, for all your campus needs.
The Red and Green, MSU's student-run newspaper.
Magic City Hoagies, locally owned sandwich shop located in Southwest Minot.
Spicy Pie, pizza, grinders, beer.
Mike Blessum, your local State Farm representative.
Taco John's, offering fresh tacos, burritos, nachos, and breakfast. Drive-In Financial, connecting faith and finances.
PMQ Entertainment, performing at weddings, proms, and dances.
The Pursuit, creating a place in Minot where everyone is welcome.
Mouse River Players, community theater since 1971.
H-Bar-B Construction, for all your oil field needs.
Welcome to episode 4 of KMSU's Inside Out. I'm Lane Sarston.
I'm Briley Boyce.
And the snow has finally ended, Briley.
Finally! Thank goodness, we're in a blizzard.
Yeah, it was rough earlier this week, but it's finally stopped coming down just in time for us to get live on the air, but we'll get more from that later from Hannah Davis.
Yep.
To start off our show, we'll be throwing it to Taylor Rosarii with the news, and then I'll be interviewing Ayaka Ohi from the International Club.
And then I have Coach Mark Delmonico. He's a new head track coach for cross country, track and field. I have him, and then after me, Kyler Sharp will have his live shot.
Yeah, and then towards the end of our show, we'll be seeing Blake Friars, and he'll be giving us our sports take. We've got a little bit on our men's hockey team. They're in their postseason. We're hoping they're doing well. We'll hear more from him about that.
And then we'll wrap up with weather from Hannah Davis, and she'll tell us more about the snow going away.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear more about that.
Right.
So, Taylor, you mentioned earlier when we were talking before the show, you've got the symphony orchestra is doing some Western stuff. Do you got some more information about that?
Yeah, it seems like there's a little change of pace this weekend. It might draw more of a different crowd than their normal audience would, but I feel like it would be a really good show to attend, especially for younger ones and older ones. So, yep. Tuesday night, many students braved the bad weather to attend Ryan Fila's story in the Beaver Dam. Motion Impact was headlined by Fila sharing how he overcame some of his life obstacles. One of the discussion points was you grow most when you are uncomfortable. Fila explained how to always chase after your dreams and not be afraid to fail. Being uncomfortable in life awkward situations, you begin to grow as a person and face those hard times head on. The discussion concluded with a guest speaker and answer panel, very active students on campus. The event was organized by Mia Lupo and had a good turnout of MSU students and staff. The Minot Symphony Orchestra will present a concert Saturday depicting life on the prairie titled Wild Wild West. Join MSO as it performs beloved Western tunes and relive classic cowboy films like Dances with Wolves, along with the unforgettable theme to Magnificent Seven by Elmer Bernstein. The concert begins at 7:30 with a pre-concert lecture titled Music 3D at 6:30. For tickets, contact Ellen Fenner at 701-858-4228. March is Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. Former U.S. President Ronald Reagan designated March as a month for awareness in 1987. Reagan made a proclamation saying, "We need to increase public awareness of the needs and potential of Americans with disabilities." The theme for 2018 is See Me for Me. This means looking beyond someone's disability and seeing them as a person, not just someone with a disability. You can expand the conversation of inclusion and disability awareness on social media by using the hashtag DDAwareness2018. For more information on specific dates and events, visit the National Disability Rights Network at ndrn.org. More than 400 athletes will travel from across North Dakota to the Magic City for the Special Olympics State Basketball Tournament. Games will be played Friday and Saturday. Locations for games include the MSU Dome, Swain Hall, the Minot City Auditorium, Bishop Ryan High, and the Magic City campus. There is both youth and adult divisions along with individual skills competitions. If you are interested in volunteering, there will be a meeting tonight at Bishop Ryan at 6 p.m. Volunteer opportunities include referees, scorekeepers and timekeepers, and even fans in the stands. The opening ceremony and parade of athletes begins at 12:30 on Friday. All events are free. And finally, the KX Sports Show will be held Saturday at the North Dakota State Fair Center. The show will feature over 120 vendors and exhibitors. Products and businesses will include hunting outfitters, archery, fishing boats, and RVs. There will also be some seminars and special guest speakers. The event begins at 1 p.m. So lots of events happening on campus and off campus. So if you're looking for something to do over spring break, there's lots of choices.
Yeah, if you're not able to go somewhere warmer, you've got plenty of things to do here. But with that, also kind of in that same realm, I've got the club president of the International Club with me and co-founder, Ayaka Oki. You guys have your own event coming up this weekend. It's a dance formal.
Yes.
Can you just hit us up with a little bit brief information to start this off?
Okay, so this is actually our first attempt to do this event, but we're hosting Spring Formal, which is kind of like a college prom. People were kind of saying that like there's no place they can dress up and like go have some fun. So we just planned this event, just like a formal party. So you get to dress up in like formal dress, like pretty up yourself. But there's gonna be DJ, like real DJ. Okay. And there's gonna be food, and then there will be mocktails, which is non-alcoholic beverages, but it's gonna look fancy drink. And yeah, there's gonna be a lot of fun stuff to do. A lot of people are invited. As long as it's they're MSU student, there is gonna be no charge for the admission.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but for like until up to +1 people, like MSU student and +1 non-MSU student can be free too. But after +1, then there's gonna be $5 charge for non-MSU student. But everybody's invited to come.
All right, that's pretty cool that you're giving that +1 available to people. So the theme is like classic carnival.
Yes.
Can you describe that a little bit more for those that are unaware of what that may be?
It's vintage carnival. We're trying to make it look like kind of rustic, but also like carnival theme because everybody likes carnival and fair because it's so much fun and like so colorful. So there's gonna be like popcorn and like the carnival, how do you say, themed decorations. Yeah, so that's kind of like it. Yeah.
So if I'm attending, what should I wear then?
You can, like, for the guys, you can wear like smart casual until some people said they're gonna wear tuxedo,
that'd be nice.
which is funny. I mean, but like it's gonna be really great and cute. For girls, you can dress like, you know, nice dress, maybe business casual dress or like even like fancy dress. Some people is going to wear like prom dress.
Oh.
So it's really up to people, but as long as people are, you know, dressing up really nice. Yep.
So it's really up to whatever you have in your closet that is nice and you would like to wear.
Yeah.
So what gave your club and you the motivation to kind of take on this task of putting on a spring formal?
So one of our officer of the international club, Hao-kun, suggested like we can do formal because, like as I said, people want something like fancy event where people that can like dress up and like go have some fun. So, and then like there were sorority and fraternity people who plans for formals, and then it looks so much fun. I actually get to go through one before,
cool.
But it was really fun. So we just thought, oh, what if we have the formal for the MSU student? That's gonna be so super inclusive, and then that's Friday right before the spring break. So people must have like, you know, in a party mood. But this is like healthy way to start the spring break. So
I like that. It's a safe, smart way to start out the spring break. And I really like how you touch on the fact that fraternities have theirs, but this is a way to include everyone.
Yeah.
So it's not just for international students. It's not just for the even it's not even just for Minot State students with that +1.
Yeah.
What are some of those admission prices going to be put towards then?
So we are founded from SGA International Office, and some other people are helping us for decorations, but our funds are really tight, and especially for the food is the most expensive part. So we're trying to cover up those costs, and then especially for the DJ, he's actually coming with his DJ set, like, and then he's doing it for free. Oh wow! So we were trying to get some, you know, nice like thank you card and like maybe flower for him.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Ayaka. Again, this Friday, what time is it again?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Friday, Beaver Dam.
Oh, actually in the conference center.
Oh, in the conference center. Yes. There, you got to make sure you got it right. Conference center in the student center. It's going to be a lot of fun if you guys are looking for a smart, safe way to start out your spring break. Coming up next, though, we'll be having Briley. We'll be interviewing the new cross-country and track coach, Mark Delmonico. Kyler Sharp will have a live shot with Shelby Gilley, and then Blake will have the sports.
All-American Trophies for all your screen printing and embroidery needs.
ArtMade, offering custom frames, art supplies, and jewelry.
Buffalo Wings and Rings, a sports restaurant experience located in South Minot.
Badlands Bar and Grill, located on 31st Avenue in Minot. Fiance, with all your prom and bridal needs, located in downtown Minot.
KCJB 910 AM, Minot's news and information station.
Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports.
KIZZ FM Z94, playing today's hit music.
Fix 99.9, Minot's music mix.
Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream, serving the Midwest since 1972.
KRRZ 1390 AM, Minot's classic hits.
KZPR 105.3 FM, Minot's rock station.
Jacobson Music, bringing music to the Northern Plains since 1980.
KYYX, Kicks 97.1, bringing Minot country since 1977.
MSU Beavers Hockey, online info at msubeavers.com.
Qdoba, easy, on time, full of flavor.
MSU Theater Department, year-round entertainment.
Forward Communication, connecting professionals in the Midwest.
MSU Bookstore, for all your campus needs.
The Red and Green, MSU's student-run newspaper.
Magic City Hoagies, locally owned sandwich shop located in Southwest Minot.
Spicy Pie, pizza, grinders, beer.
Mike Blessum, your local State Farm representative.
Taco John's, offering fresh tacos, burritos, nachos, and breakfast. Thrive-In Financial, connecting faith and finances.
PMQ Entertainment, performing at weddings, proms, and dances.
The Pursuit, creating a place in Minot where everyone is welcome.
Mouse River Players, community theater since 1971.
H-Bar-B Construction, for all your oil field needs.
Welcome back to MSU Inside Out. I'm Briley Boyce, and today joining me is a new cross country and track and field head coach, Mark Delmonico. Thank you for being with us today. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. So this is your first semester here at Minot State University. How's it going so far?
So far, so good. It's been a fairly easy transition. Wasn't a huge fan of moving across the country, but once I got here and settled in, I've enjoyed it a lot. So.
Now, you coached at Cal State East Bay in California and Metropolitan State University in Colorado. Before this, how was your experience at those schools?
They were fantastic. I spent 3 years in Denver, and I have a lot of good memories there and cultivated a lot of relationships with the student athletes and the other coaches that I worked with. So, and then in California, I was there for a shorter period of time, but I felt like, I established the same kind of relationships with student athletes there, and same with people that I worked with. So looking back, I have nothing but good things to say about my times at both schools, and nothing but good memories.
Right. So you kind of traveled around the states pretty much. Where are you originally from?
I grew up in New Jersey, about 30 minutes outside of New York City, in a small kind of like suburban town called Scotch Plains. And then I went to school down in Philadelphia at LaSalle University.
Wow. I actually have a friend who plays volleyball right now at LaSalle University, and she graduates in May. So to switch gears, how are those colleges, Metropolitan State University and Cal State East Bay, different from Minot State?
Well, I think Metro State is probably the outlier of the three. It's a downtown urban campus, so it's surrounded by the city. So they're kind of restricted in terms of growth. They can't exactly build outwards because there's, the land's already kind of taken by other buildings and things like that. And then East Bay is a little bit more like a traditional college, kind of like Minot. We had dorms and track and a pool and kind of all those things. And the weather was a little bit warmer out in California, so certainly that's a little bit different. But, they both had their unique features to each of them. And I think, Minot is similar, probably more similar to East Bay than it was Metro. So.
Speaking of weather, how did you survive this blizzard a few days ago?
So I grew up in New Jersey, so I am used to the snow and things like that, but just drove really slow to commute to campus, and we have some tremendous facilities here, so the guys and girls were able to practice inside, and we didn't have to go outside and run into the snowstorm or anything like that while the roads were full of snow.
That's good. So how is your team doing so far? I know you guys aren't in season right now. They're actually practicing at the moment, you said. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. We're getting ready for our first outdoor meet at Southwest Minnesota State over Easter weekend. So I think preparations are going really well for the sprinters, the jumpers, the throwers, and the distance runners. We're excited to get going now. We will have about 3 or 4 weeks off between the end of our indoor conference championships and our first meet outdoor. So I think the guys and girls are eager to get out there again and put the spikes on and get competing.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for being with us today, Coach. And I wish you the best in the rest of your season, and congratulations on surviving your first winter here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yep, thank you so much. From the track to the basketball court, the Special Olympics will be in the MSU Dome this weekend. Athletes will be participating in a 2-day tournament. More on the story is Kyler Sharp.
What an exciting weekend it is for all of our Special Olympics athletes. Many athletes from around the state will be coming to compete in this event. This seems to be somewhat of a tradition for Minot. This marks the 38th annual Special Olympics State Basketball Tournament, and one of the people joining me now is one of the many people who have helped put this thing together, Special Olympics Club President Shelby Gilley. Shelby, can you tell me a little bit of what your role is for the Special Olympics and what this event really is?
So this year we're starting off tomorrow. Different towns from around North Dakota are coming out. Everybody's been practicing for the past pretty much since middle of January, and it's the big final tournament of the season. Everybody's going hard at the top of their game, and yeah.
What comes into preparing for an event like this? Is it super stressful?
I'm one of the head coaches, so I get to kind of be watching it over everyone, making sure everybody's on top of their game. I do all the scheduling for our team. I put together our practices, and I kind of run the practices. And then I get to talk to people on the sideline and see what their day-to-day things are and how they're doing.
What are practices like for you? Do you guys, I assume you guys run some type of play, or is it kind of just let them go out there and have fun?
No, it's really structured. So we do warm-up, stretch, then we work on shooting, we work on form, we work on passing. All the skills are there. We break it down. It's really structured. So, yeah.
How exciting is it to see all their faces light up when they're out there having fun and enjoying themselves?
Oh, it's awesome. That's the best part of it. That's why I do it. They love it, and we love watching them having a great time.
Well, we are all excited to watch these athletes go out and enjoy themselves and have fun out there. Thank you for being here with us, Shelby.
Yeah, thanks.
And that's Shelby Gilley, Special Olympics Club President. Back to you guys in the studio.
Alrighty, thank you, Kyler. Thank you, Shelby. Now we're going to move on to some other sports. Mainly, what I want to know about is how is our men's hockey team doing? They're away from us.
Yep.
And they're postseason.
Yeah, for sure. They're in the national tournament this year. Third straight season going in as number one. Last 2 years haven't gone too well, but they get the winner of Missouri State and Arizona State tonight. They play tomorrow night. I'm pretty confident they'll get the job done for sure.
All right, I'm looking forward to that. I know you've got some more stuff in there about where to watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. The Minot State baseball team split a pair of games against Concordia St. Paul over the weekend. In Game 1, they fell 4-1 after falling behind the 8-ball 4-0 early. The Beavers rallied late but could not complete the comeback. In Game 2, the Beavers bounced back for a 3-2 win to salvage a split. Pitcher Andreas Hackman had a complete game, striking out 5, walking 1 while only allowing 2 runs on 7 hits. Sal Rodriguez added a 2-run home run in the win. The Beavers are now 2-4 on the season. They will travel to Nebraska for a 4-game series. The Beavers will get started Friday at 2 p.m. The two teams will now play a doubleheader at noon starting Saturday, and the two teams will wrap up a series Sunday afternoon. The Minot State men's hockey team's quest for a second national title begins tomorrow night. They will take on the winner of Missouri State Ice Bears and the Arizona Wildcats. The Beavers won their first national title in 2012-2013. This year will mark the third straight season going into the tournament, ranked the number 1 seed. The last 2 years, the Beavers have lost in the quarterfinals and the semifinals. There will be a watch party for the game tomorrow at the Beaver Dam, Spicy Pie, and Buffalo Wild Wings. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. The Minnesota Timberwolves announced today that they have signed former MVP Derrick Rose for the rest of the season. The T-Wolves are hoping Rose can find form and make up for the lost offensive production with star forward Jimmy Butler out with a torn meniscus. Butler leads the team at 22 points per game. Rose started the season with the Cavaliers and is now on his third team this season. The Timberwolves haven't played since Friday, March 2nd. They'll be in tough tonight as the Boston Celtics come to town to visit the Target Center. The Celtics trail the Toronto Raptors by 2.5 games for first in the East. The Wolves currently sit 6th in the Western Conference with a record of 38-28, and they only are 2.5 games back of third place. The Minnesota Wild continued their climb up the Central Division standings with a decisive 6-2 win over the Carolina Hurricanes. Nino Niederreiter, Zach Parise, Daniel Winnick, and Eric Stahl scored in the span of 3 minutes and 28 seconds, the fastest 4-goal stretch in Wild history. Eric Stahl, 4th in goals in the league, with 36 and is having an MVP type season for the Wild. He has been a huge part of the success this last month. The Wild are 7-2-1 in their past 10 games and have outscored their opponents 38-28 in that span. The Wild currently sit third in the Central Division behind the Nashville Predators and the Winnipeg Jets. Minnesota will now travel to play the Vancouver Canucks tomorrow night in Vancouver. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. You can catch the game on your local Fox Sports network. History will be made in Cedar Rapids, Iowa tomorrow. Minot State will be sending their first wrestler to the NCAA championship for the first time in school history. Mitchell Isle is Minot State's heavyweight wrestler. He is ranked 6th in the nation with a record of 29-4. Lane, I've got a lot of stuff going on. It's pretty cool to see what Minot State's been doing. Part of school history, we've had a couple records broken. You know, you got Tyler Rudolph breaking the all-time record. Now you got Mitchell Isle going to the championship. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a good year to be a Beaver as far as athletics go. We've been making quite a strong appearance in all of our athletics thus far. Yeah, for sure. Hopefully hockey can break the slump and bring a title back to the Magic City. Yeah, knock on wood. Alrighty, Hannah, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, you know, I'm doing pretty fantastic. I'm so glad that that snow is gone finally.
Yeah, it makes it so much easier to get here. I was walking to class on Monday, trudging around. I almost got a blister on my heel. Started rubbing a little bit just because my boot kept coming off in the snow.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely wore my rain boots 2 days in a row while that snow was out. I took full advantage.
Yeah, you gotta stay dry.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, the weather is looking a lot better this week. I promise you. We don't have any snow like that in the schedule. I'll take you over to the weather center over here. We have a lot. Well, it's not as nice as it looked last week. Last week, we were seeing some lower 30s, mid 30s. This week, we're seeing some low to mid 20s, especially over here in the west. But in Grand Forks, it's actually 29 degrees, so that's really nice. I wouldn't mind being in Grand Forks right now. But because of this warm up as we've had from this weekend, although it's colder than it was last week, it's warmer since it was last weekend, and we are having some snow melt, and it is icy. So be careful when you're walking around outside. Try not to slip while the snow is melting, and hopefully by the end of the week it'll melt, and I'll show you guys that later. But first, our baseball team is in Nebraska this week. They are playing in a tournament. So here are the temperatures for when they're playing this week, and they have some 50-degree temperatures, which looks beautiful. But then, wait for it, on Sunday, 39 degrees, a 10-degree drop. Like, what is that? I feel really bad for them. But they play at noon that day, so they'll leave. Hopefully it won't get too cold while they're actually there, although 40 degrees still doesn't look too bad compared to what we have. And still, here's our 7-day forecast too. As I was teasing a little bit earlier, we are having some really sunny weather at the end of this week. It's going to get really warm, low 30s. We'll have some 30-degree weather, but to start off, we're still gonna have some clouds, so we might not have a lot of snow melt in the next couple days. Just because it's still going to be in the upper 20s and lower 30s with those clouds, which will make it a little bit slower of a melt. But like I said, the sunshine's coming. You just got to wait for it for a little bit longer. And our low temperatures even aren't that bad. They're upper teens, lower 20s. So I really can't complain, especially compared to how it was last week with the snow. So Lane and Briley, honestly, I think spring break is looking like it's going to be off to a really good start next week. I mean, that is if you're staying here next week.
And I'll be here for a couple of the days. I'm going to go see some family in Montana, come back here, work a little bit, and then I'm going to go hang out with some friends in Bismarck.
Ooh, fun. I'm going to do a little bit more than just enjoy the sun. I'm actually going to Miami. I'm leaving Wednesday. So I'll be having that and the beaches and seeing my close friends.
I'm so jealous.
I'd say just a little jealous. You're going to be kicking it in the sand, and we'll be kicking it in the snow
so even
up
though,
here.
We won't have a show next week because of spring break, but the week after, I'll look a lot more bronze. So,
yeah, you're going to be having a great weekend, but there are going to be things to do if you're sticking around. We have the formal that's going on Friday, Science Olympiad. I know nobody's really mentioned that. The high schoolers and middle schoolers and some prospective students will be coming on up on Monday for some spring break activity. That's actually what I'm working for.
Wow. Okay, that's exciting.
Yeah, it'll be a fun time. I think it's going to be great. Everyone's going on trips.
I know that Jaren's going to Hawaii.
Yeah.
So,
Jaren back there in the studio, folks. You can't see him, but he's fist pumping.
He's going crazy over there.
He's going to be really basking in the sun out in Hawaii. Hopefully, he'll be able to catch some waves over there and have a fun time. He wants us to let you guys know that he's gonna be surfing out there. He'll be having a fun time. But with that, we've reached the end of our show today, Briley. Everybody, stay warm over break if you're up here in Minot. Hannah tells us it's gonna be looking nicer. But folks, enjoy your weekend. I'm Lane Sarston.
And I'm Briley Boyce.